Patrick, you've been using Galaxy?
Yeah, we've put a few in now, and it's been a good experience. You know, I mean, you've got to be a bit cynical with new lenses. Like, I wonder why you would try a new lens when what we're using works so well. But I mean, Galaxy has the promise that maybe we can get the same kind of range of vision without as much unwanted dysphotopsias with halos, and perhaps have more tolerance for decentration and defocus after surgery. That was my reason to look at it.
Yeah.
So we've done a series of patients now, and we're just following those carefully.
I was the first one in India to use the Galaxy. I always try the new technologies, and this was something which was very promising for my premium patients, because I have quite a few of them who want the moon.
And John, speaking of that diffractive versus refractive, the word on the street is that you may have taken out a trifocal and put in a Galaxy.
Yeah, so I had a very interesting case. So this guy, he's an engineer. So, you know, I think engineers are a little bit more type A personality, so they're very particular. From a visual refractive point of view, he had a diffractive trifocal put in. He's 6'6" for distance, N5, N5. Okay, so anyone would say to you, that's a good result. He said, look, you know, I can't see, and my contrast is poor. And I was like, well, you know, then I thought, you know, maybe he's engineer, things like that. And then he also told me he's a bit colorblind as well. Right? And I said, well, you know, maybe it wasn't a, right choice of lens to put in. But he said to me, can you take it out? Can you take it out? And he knows I use other lens choices. And I said to him, look, it's been in there for 2 years. You know, these are the risks of complications of basically doing a lens exchange. And I said to him, let's just think about something that we can do with the other eye to maybe compensate for this as well. So when we had access to Galaxy, I knew Galaxy was basically coming out. There's very few cases where you have one patient with two different technologies, trifocal technologies in both eyes. But I said, at worst, you're going to be the same. At better, you're going to get something slightly different. Okay. Anyway, so we did surgery. I used femto. Everything was like routine. No problem with the thing. And he comes back. But this guy's quite particular, I have to say. So he comes back, and when it was very funny because when one of my trainees saw him at 1 week post-op, the trainee turned around to me and said, "Oh, Prof. Jod, everything is fine." And the guy basically goes, "No, I disagree. Everything is not fine. Everything is better than fine." Right? And I said, "Really?" I said, "Why?" And then he said to me, "Jod, it's a completely different experience." He said, "This is what I'm seeing." Now, if you check him on the chart, I have to be honest, he sees the same distance, same intermediate, same near with both the eyes with two different lenses now. But his visual quality is way higher. And to me, that's an important thing because I think that, we've seen mature coming over the years where we've gone into trifocals from 2016 over the last 10 years. And now we've got to work on those other percentage points to get basically better visual quality as opposed to just following the chart and getting what we think is a good refractive outcome. And that's been sort of my experience with the lens.
The fact that we're not getting the amount of complaints about nighttime issues anymore, so that decreases your chair time and it makes it much easier to essentially consent the patient for this lens, which has been fantastic so far.
I'm using the new optimized day constant, so it's much better. And there's not been any problems regarding night vision.
Yeah.
We ask them leading questions and they say, yeah, there's a little bit of halo, but it's nothing like the trifocals.